There's been a lot of talk about the Sheriff's Department taking over the functions of SFO from San Francisco Police Department. But most of those discussions have been behind closed doors.
But quite frankly, Oakland has deputy sheriffs already from San Mateo are an SFO, and to be honest with you, the sheriffs in San Mateo County do all the investigations of arrests at SFO. And when we looked at the rest at SFO, very little in comparison to what we're deploying out there.
Should the San Francisco Sheriff's Office take over the San Francisco International Airport?
If that's going to get more cops, more SF cops on the streets trying to protect people and quell any issues, then yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Well, I kind of figured that would be his answer, but I need to get more information. So I sat down with the head of the San Francisco Deputy Sheriff's Association, Ken Lamba, to discuss the issue.
There's a savings here. We kind of discussed $5 million a year for the airport, $31 million initial savings to the general fund of San Francisco. This savings could reduce layoffs. We could come out here and handle the law enforcement need at San Francisco Airport, replacing the police officers here. So it seems like a win-win solution. You'll have deputy sheriffs handling the law enforcement work at the San Francisco Airport. The police officers can return to San Francisco, filling in all the vacancies, increasing foot patrol, and making the city safer. And on top of that, there's a savings involved.
Every time I ask the question of whether or not the Sheriff's Department should take over the function of the police department at SFO, I get the same answer. They have mixed emotions. I guess the biggest question is, what would happen to all of the officers that work at SFO now?
They should return to San Francisco, fill the vacancies, use their knowledge and experience that they've obtained from San Francisco, focus it in the city, focus on increasing foot patrols, lowering crime, deterring crime, and protecting public safety.
There's another issue at stake here.
The Sheriff's Department specializes in law enforcement of government buildings, law enforcement at specific campuses like the hospital. So we're very experienced at that, and that's kind of our specialty. And it just seems like a natural thing to do that the deputy sheriffs handle law enforcement needs at the airport, and the police officers return to the city where they're needed.
In a recent telephone and online poll taken, out of 400 people, close to 60% strongly approved of the Sheriff's Department taking over SFO. I guess we'll see how this plays out. At San Francisco International Airport, Stanley Roberts for Mr. Badley Productions.